Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Thursday, April the 13th is race number 8 at Keeneland. We're going 1 mile on the turf. It's the Grade 3 Appalachian Stakes for 3-year-old fillies. Let's take a look at this field. It's a big field. You've got some top 3-year-old filly turfers in here. It's a fantastic betting race.
You can say that again, man. I mean, nobody does stakes and even allowance races like Keeneland does, man. It's like it's one race after another at that place. It's just loaded.
Remember to head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download those free Formulator Pass performances and handicap along with us as we take the field in post position order. Beginning with the number 1, Dream Dancing, who took the Grade 3 Here Comes the Bride last time out at Gulfstream Park, and she had to overcome some traffic issues to win that race.
Yeah, it's true. It's not like she got some kind of perfect trip to win. She got sort of caught up in behind horses in the stretch. She couldn't get to the outside, so La Bru had to go to the inside. She still finished strongly down there. I like that performance from her. I liked her return from the layoff as well. I'm glad that they've given up trying to make her a dirt filly. I understand the inclination to try that. She's very, very good on turf. Her last 2 races are very good.
Number 2 is La Coronel, who was beaten by a neck last time out in the Grade 3 Florida Oaks. In that race and in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf, where she was the beaten favorite, yeah. I thought she had impossible trips in both races.
Yeah, certainly in the Breeders' Cup. I mean, there was just no way that she could win with the trip she got in that race. Last time, yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it wasn't impossible, but it was pretty tough.
Too early,
too wide. She couldn't get by to the lead after she made the run, and then she just got out finished late. I think she was best last time, but I don't know what that's saying, really, against that field. This is a way tougher spot. I do think she fits here, though.
But she showed that she could step on the Keeneland turf course by winning the Jessamine last year. Marcassi, strong 1-2 punch with the 2 horses down to the inside. The 1, Dream Dancing, and the 2, La Coronel. Our first formulator fact for the Appalachian, it's for the 3, Proctor's Ledge, and her trainer, Brendan Walsh. Over the past 5 years with 3-year-olds, last out winners on turf off a short layoff, limited positive data, 20% and a $4.10 ROI. This filly has done nothing but good things in her last 2 races, and she should get the pace that she needs in here as well.
That's exactly right. And she should be a pretty big price in there, too. There are just way too many ways to go. I don't think too many people are going to settle for her, but her last 2 races are good.
Will the number 4, New Money Honey, be ready for the Appalachian? This will be her first start of the year. We have not seen her since she scored in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf, beating 3 of these common foes, but she had a beautiful trip under Javier that day while a couple of other horses were compromised. I still think she's pretty good.
I do too, and I do think she'll be ready off the layoff. I think Chad's going to have her ready. I think she's a really good horse. I agree with you. Forget about the Miss Grillo, because she was really good in that race anyway. She had maybe all the best of it in the Breeders' Cup, but she really ran in there. Boy, there's no telling how good she's going to be this year.
Don't count out the number 5, Bellevue, for a fantastic trainer in Jimmy Toner. This horse has now won her last 2 races. She scored in the Ginger Brew last time out, despite getting smacked in the face by the runner-up jockey's whip.
Yeah, and you know, it's not... That certainly had to affect her a little bit. That's not even the worst part of her trip in that race, I don't think. I mean, she just got all jammed up in traffic. I mean, Johnny V had to stop and go a couple of different times before he finally got her clear. Then she got hit with the whip. She won anyway. To me, that was way the best. I mean, I liked her at the start anyway. She showed a lot of potential as a 2-year-old. That was way the best race she ever ran last time.
And that runner-up, India Mantuana, came right back to win against non-winners of one other than company with an 83 Beyer speed figure. The number 6 is Coasted, never off the board from 5 starts on turf. I thought she ran well as the beaten favorite behind Dream Dancing in her seasonal debut, the Here Comes the Bride. She hopped a little bit at the start, she bid on the turn, and she was just outfinished by Dream Dancing. To me, it looked like she might have needed the race.
I think so too. Yeah, you're right. She didn't go up to a great start anyway. She had that working against her. I think she might have been a little short in there, but I thought that she ran well. You know, just beaten by Dream Dancing, just beaten by New Money Honey in the Breeders' Cup 1 start before that. I could easily argue she ran every bit as well as both of those horses in her 2 races. She's just another contender in a race that just feels like it is one contender after another.
Here's a formulator fact, a positive one for a price source. The number 7 Journey Home will go out for Graham Motion. Over the past 5 years, with 3-year-old turf routers adding Lasix off a mid-sized layoff, 30%, a 384 ROI. This filly won the Grade 3 Jimmy Durante 2 starts back and was very visually impressive in doing so. Yeah. The problem was the Jimmy Durante was that race run during this ridiculous rain and windstorm, debris all over the track. Who knows how much that compromised neutralized a lot of other horses in that race. She ran okay in the Blue Norther last time out behind the solid, but not spectacular Miss Sugar.
I agree. I wanted to give her at least a small benefit of the doubt for the last one because there really wasn't a lot of pace in that race. I think she might have been compromised in there. But I still feel like, I mean, she's just going to have to really improve to beat this field. Maybe she can do it. Lightly raced, really well bred, very good trainer, Lasix on. There are ways to look at her and think, at a price, that's where I'm going.
And Miss Sugars came back to place in a couple of stakes races after winning the Blue Norther with buyers of 81 and 84 respectively. Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector for our race of the day. We expect a fast pace up front, and one of the horses expected to be on the pace is the number 8 Leica Hurricane, who tried those tactics at a big price in the Florida Oaks. She ran off. She paid the price. If she tries those tactics again, similar outing, I would think.
Right. She can't win if she does that. She probably can't win anyway. This is way too tough for her. But you're right as far as the pace projector goes. I mean, she's very likely going once again in this race. Horses in the post 8 through 11 are all kind of speed type horses. I would expect to see them all trying to get out there into position early. It's not going to be easy for any one of these horses.
Dynatail might have ridden a speed-friendly track to take that OBS championship over Synthetic 2 starts back. She was the one chasing like a hurricane through those fast splits in the Florida Oaks. And all things considering, she was far from embarrassed. She was only beaten a length in that race. I think she could take a slight forward move, but if she's chasing yet another fast pace against better horses, she could be in trouble. Maybe deep underneath at a big price.
Maybe, right. She's really improved since the blinkers went on for her last 4 starts. And you're right, she ran very well last time considering the pace of that race, but what kind of trip does she get in this race now? More pace for her to chase. I just don't see her taking back and winning this race. We'll see what happens.
Positive formulator fact for the number 10, Lull, going out for trainer Christophe Clement over the past 4 years. 3-year-old turf routers, adding Lasix, a moderate-sized layoff, 22% and a positive ROI of 277. This horse looked good up until about the 3/16 pole of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf. I thought she set a legitimate pace, and she just got late at the very end. She's going to have to come off the bench, but I trust Clement in this situation, and she's shown the ability to sit and finish. I think she might actually work out a good trip stalking the 8 and 9 and the 11.
I agree. If I was looking for a price, and she feels like she could be a good price in this race, I think it would be her. I think she has a lot of talent. And that was a solid pace in the Breeders' Cup. They just ran her over in the stretch. The Jessamine is the race that worries me a little bit more because I thought she got a great trip in that race, and La Coronel just steamrolled her in the stretch. So we'll see if she can take a step forward. I think she'll have to. Lasix on for her, too. I think she's a little sneaky in this race.
Too much too soon for the 11 Morticia, now a perfect 2 for 2 on turf, but those races came going 5 furlongs at Gulfstream. She's going to stretch out. She's going to show big speed. Maybe she is the speed of the speed, but first time distance, first time against true graded stakes competition with other pace in the race, it works against her.
I like her 2 turf races, but I don't like her stretching out in here.
The 12 Purely a Dream handles turf just fine. She pulled off a little bit of an upset last time out in the Grade 3 Bourbon at Oaks over a polytrack surface. She probably gets the right setup. I'm still curious as to how good she really is.
Yeah, she just has a lot to prove in a field like this.
Let's take a look at our top selections for our formulator race of the day, the Grade 3 Appalachian. Tell us about Dream Dancing. You're going to get the setup, that's for sure.
Yeah, she should have pace to run into. I mean, I just like all of her turf races. Listen, there were easily 5 or 6 different ways to go in this race, and I don't think you could. There's so many horses here where you could just say, oh, you picked that horse? Definitely has a chance in here. I like Dream Dance. I like what we've seen from her, and I like that she's got an inside post. Maybe she just falls into the right trip here because it does feel like trips are going to go a long way in this race.
Race should set up for horses coming from off it, like the 1 Dream Dancing and my top selection. I'll go back to the 4 New Money Honey. I just have a feeling that Chad is going to have her ready to fire off of the layoff. She showed a lot of ability as a 2-year-old filly, obviously, in winning the Juvenile Fillies Turf. I'll go 4-6-1 in the Grade 3 Appalachian. If you are playing the Keeneland card from home, here's the deal for new DRF Bet subscribers. A $300 sign-up bonus just waiting for you at drf.com/trifecta. Approximate post for the Grade 3 Appalachian, race number 8 at Keeneland on Thursday, 4:57 Eastern. Best of luck.